Hello everyone, my name is Michaela Finley. I am 17 years old and a senior here at the Soulbury School. Today I want to talk to you about what you're wearing. Through personal research, academic research, and my time interning at the Dress for Success organization, I've come to the conclusion that clothes have superpowers. I'm here to say that dressing yourself in the morning should be a mindful act. Right now, the clothes that you are wearing are exerting power over you. Simply having an awareness of this fact gives you power, and this knowledge enables you to take charge of your life. So when you pull clothes out of your closet in the morning, dress it like you mean it. Like a lot of people, I played dress up when I was younger. I lived on the same block as my two best friends, Emma and Liz, and at least once a week, we'd end up in one of our basements, dumping out the costume bin to look for costumes to play in one fantasy game or another. Sometimes we'd pull out cowgirl hats and fringed vests and pretend we were fearsome she-sheriffs hunting down outlaws on our horses. Other times, we'd pull on kimonos and parade around in parasols and pretend we were the girls in the Mulan movie. Most of the time, however, we put on these bright silky bridesmaids dresses that Liz's mom kept from her wedding. We would fuss over who got the best boa, and we all had to have these matching plastic sparkly high heels. We loved playing dress up. Playing dress up allowed us to become people that we wanted to be. When I put on that cowgirl hat, I adopted a daring swagger and what I thought was a southern drawl. When I put on those kimonos, I walked with my head held high and with shuffling steps. And when I had that pink silky bridesmaid's dress on, I knew I was beautiful and I felt entitled to the best castle. Putting on those clothes enabled us to become the people that we wanted to be. Putting on those clothes enabled us to become the people that they symbolized. As a 6-year-old, I could not have put it into words, but I knew then that clothes had power because they evoked a specific feeling and influenced a certain behavior within me. We play dress up as kids because we want to become someone other than the powerless 6-year-old that we are. As adults, I think we tend to forget the power of a silky dress or a fringed vest. There is a special power that comes from just putting fabric on our bodies. The compelling idea that clothes affect how I see myself motivated me to see if there's any scientific research to back up what I discovered as a 6-year-old. I was thrilled to discover that not only has research been done in the idea that clothes affect our behavior, but the idea that clothes affect our behavior is a documented phenomenon called enclothed cognition. Enclothed cognition is a term that was coined in 2012 by Adam Galinsky and Nigel Adam. Enclothed cognition describes the psychological effects of clothing on the wearer. Enclothed cognition involves the simultaneous occurrence of two separate elements. One, the symbolic meaning behind the clothes, and two, the physical experience of wearing the clothes. Adam and Galinsky worked under the premise that wearing a doctor's white lab coat made the wearer more attentive. In their experiment, they worked using 3 different conditions. 1, participants wore normal clothes. 2, participants wore a painter's coat. And 3, participants wore a doctor's coat. I want to make sure you understand that all the coats were identical in appearance. The only difference was the participants' perception of the coat that they were wearing. Results found that attentiveness increased when participants wore a doctor's coat rather than normal clothes. Results also showed that attentiveness increased when a participant wore a doctor's coat instead of a painter's coat. This experiment shows that clothes change our behavior. The symbolic meaning of clothes influences the behavior of the wearer. It has long been accepted that others are influenced by what you wear. But enclothed cognition recognizes that you are also influenced by what you wear. The lab coat experiment is supported by a different study done by B.L. Fredrickson and his associates in 1997 on objectification theory. This study demonstrates that the simple act of putting on a bathing suit can change self-perception and behavior. This study asked women to They asked women to wear bathing suits or a sweater and then complete daily tasks. Women who wore a bathing suit experienced self-objectification and diminished mental performance. when a woman puts on a bathing suit, she becomes more fully aware that she is female. A bathing suit emphasizes a woman's external assets rather than her internal assets. It emphasizes her sexuality. A woman in a bathing suit will eat less food because society wants women to be thin. A woman in a bathing suit will be bad at math because society expects women to be bad with numbers. Her behavior will change because of what she's wearing. Fortunately, there are very few times in life when we'll be called upon to take a math exam in a bikini. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't wear a bikini to the beach. I am saying that it makes sense to choose clothes that empower you when you need to take that math exam or when you need to have your game face on. It just makes sense to choose clothes that support a positive self-image. Bettina Hanover and Ulrich Kugnan did another study that emphasizes how clothes affect behavior. This study was called Clothing Makes a Self via Knowledge Activation. This study demonstrates that the wearing of certain clothes elicits the use of certain language. Participants were asked to arrive in what they thought was either formal or casual attire. They were then asked to describe their personalities by approving or rejecting adjectives. And they were supposed to do this as quickly as possible. Results found that participants who tended to dress more formally tended to identify themselves with more formal adjectives, while participants who dressed more casually tended to identify with more casual adjectives. Clothing not only affects your behavior, it affects your language. A simple change in vocabulary may seem like a small thing, but it takes on a bigger meaning when you consider the fact that language is one of the most important ways that we communicate and connect with other people. If you're making a sales pitch or giving a professional presentation, and you can sound and feel smarter just by wearing the right outfit, wouldn't you want to do that? Okay, before we move on, let's pause and review that clothes affect the wearer's behavior, confidence, and language. The Dress for Success organization incorporates all of these ideas into their working model. Last summer, I interned at Dress for Success, Mercer County. Dress for Success seeks to promote the economic independence of disadvantaged women by providing professional attire and career development tools to help women thrive in their work and in their life. One of the founding principles of Dress for Success is that if you look professional, you will feel prepared and others are more likely to recognize your abilities. I really valued my time at Dress for Success, and I'd like to share a story with you that illustrates how clothing can transform you. One day, 3 new clients came to Dress for Success. When they arrived, they looked worn, they were tired, and they were slouching. When they started trying on their interview suits, they started getting chatty, and they started to enjoy themselves. And then when one woman came out of the dressing room, everyone's mouths just dropped open because the transformation was so remarkable. The transformation made such an impact on me that 9 months later, I still remember she wore a butter yellow collar shirt with a gray fitted suit that cinched at the waist with the belt. She was beaming, and she was standing up with pride at her new professional appearance. The act of putting on a professional suit changed her whole demeanor. The transformation from this timid woman in sweatpants to this confident professional before us was absolutely amazing. I remember when my supervisor saw the woman in the gray suit. She squealed, "Oh my gosh, let me go get my camera." I did some original research to see if this transformation was unique. I asked Dress for Success clients to fill out a short survey on how they felt. Each client filled out the survey twice, once before they had their suit and once after they received their suit. Results found that after women received their suit, feelings of empowerment skyrocketed. And none of them reported feeling ashamed, embarrassed, nervous, or confused. This survey demonstrates that wearing and changing the clothes on your body changes your behavior and brings an increase in positive emotion. I'd like to invite you to take a look at what you chose to wear today. How has it affected your day? So now you know that clothes do indeed have superpowers. Within clothed cognition, we saw that clothes affect behavior. With swimsuits and objectification theory, we saw how clothing affects confidence. And with Clothing Makes a Self, we saw how clothes affect vocabulary. And with the Dress for Success organization, we saw all these ideas in action. We embraced the power of clothes when we were younger. As kids, we knew we could change our identity just by putting on cowgirl boots or cowboy boots. I want to encourage you to think like a 6-year-old when you go to your closet in the morning. What superpower do you need to use to face this day with? Set the intention and dress it like you mean it. Thank you.
Congratulations, welcome aboard.
Hello, my name is Viviana Ibañez and I am with Qualifying Executive Search. We're here today because we want to show you a few options on how to present yourself when you attend an interview. It is very important that you present yourself in a very professional manner. So why don't you join me? Today we are delighted to have with us Aline Ihar. She's going to provide us with some guidance and suggestions on the proper attire for an interview. Aline, good morning.
Hi Viviana, good morning. Thank you. Well, yes, I've been doing this for a few years. I actually would help even some personalities, helping them with their attire.
Great.
I mostly do business etiquette and protocol. So I also train college students and all the way to CEO. So I'm very happy to be here with
That
with
is
you
perfect.
today.
Where would you like us to start?
Well, today we have here our model, and also we have a mannequin. We'll talk about these two sets of clothing.
Okay.
We're going to start with talking about the hair, how it should be mostly for an interview. You want your hair mostly back and up. Our model here, Margie, has very curly hair. So it is very hard sometimes to put all the hair back, maybe like you do. But this would be very nice. Just put it up and not having strands of hair hanging. Of course, you don't want to have also the roots, and you want to make sure that it looks very.
So
neat.
if you dye your hair, it's better to have a touch up before.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And no pink strands or
Bows
it happens, or bows, hats. You also don't want berets that are very colorful. If you want to put those in your hair, just make sure that they're very neutral and they're the color of your hair, so that they don't show.
Great.
Then we can move down a little bit to the face. The lighter the makeup, the better. You don't want to create a very a statement with your makeup. You also want to, like Margie here says, like a light lipstick. You don't want reds or
No bright colors
no
at all.
bright colors. Exactly.
Perhaps a lip gloss or something creamy.
Yes, something creamy and not very shiny too. So just
Okay.
Then maybe going down to accessories. This is very, very appropriate, like her little set. Also wearing pearls. Very, very appropriate. It mostly goes with everything and for all occasions.
Discreet.
Discreet, yes. You don't want anything that makes a lot of noise when you move. That is distracting.
I agree.
Yes. Contrast is great in fashion, but you don't want that in an interview because you don't want parts of your body or your accessories or whatever it is to create more of a statement than yourself.
Exactly.
So
You're trying to portray a professional image, not a party mode image.
Exactly. And so that would be the most appropriate. This is a very nice suit for more of a summer type of weather.
The fabric.
The fabric is light. I think this is a Calvin Klein suit. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to go buy one of those, but when you go to the store, you can pretty much touch the quality of those types of brands, and you can have an idea of what looks best like that.
Or use those designer suits as a guidance on the type of cut or the type of fabric, depending on the season, right?
Exactly. You also want to stay very close to, again, neutral colors, grays, blacks is fine. You don't want to use reds, again, or the fuchsias, or, there's... Orange, exactly. This is probably the...
So neutral colors.
Neutral colors, yes. We also have the mannequin here in the back. That would be, appropriate also for winter. Winter clothes, thicker.
Is this wool?
It is wool, yes. Yes, it is wool.
I can tell the difference in the fabric.
Yes, and for an undershirt, this is more of a top without a collar. It looks very nice as well, or you can have something like this, which is also very appropriate. Okay, these also can be worn with pants, as you know, slacks or skirts. The skirts, you want to remember to have them almost knee length.
Exactly, not too short.
Not too short, no, exactly. And always wear hose, the nylons with it, not very thick either. Skin color.
Exactly.
Okay, these are samples of shoes that you may want to wear, not very high, and also very discreet. Always very, very clean and polished, please. And make sure that it's closed toe. You don't want to show your toes at an interview. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Do you have any?
Do you have any special suggestions on like wearing perfume or?
Yes, absolutely. If you don't have to, it's probably best that you don't.
Not to wear it at all.
Exactly, because sometimes we don't smell it, and you think you put it in it, and it goes. It's too much sometimes, and you don't even smell it. So it's probably best not to put any. Your nails, make sure that they're neatly either cut, or if you're gonna put any no color, no reds. Also, if for any reason you forget or something, make sure they're not chipped, because if they're going to be painted, make sure they're not chipped, please. But just it's best to have nothing on your nails. Probably short would be best, or not very long.
And not polished at all.
Exactly,
perhaps.
much better. Yes, exactly. So
I see.
So yes, definitely clean, iron clothes. That's my suggestion.
Do you have any other suggestions that come to mind?
No, I think we've kind of covered it all.